buddy Nick Wright a note. Like we didn't get hired by FS1 together, work together. I find out third hand she's 4 blocks away, but that's neither here nor there. Now on Wentz, here's the thing. I do feel badly for him. I do, because I have a soft heart and I'm a kinder person than you, Colin.
Yeah.
But Philly's got one move here. And you know who can help him? Our old buddy Colin Cowherd. Because their one move is to trade him to the Colts this offseason.
It makes sense.
The Colts got a quarterback who's almost 40. The only time Carson Wentz has been great was when Frank Reich was calling the plays.
True.
The Colts are going to be too good to draft a quarterback. They obviously don't love Jacoby. They have a great offensive line, a very good defense, a good running game, all the things you would want to help support Wentz, because Philly, they obviously hope Hurts is good, right? So if Hurts is good, you can't then bench him next year. You can't cut Carson because that's $60 million. And trading him, yes, if you trade him, it's a $34 million cap hit, but it's a $35 million cap hit if you do nothing. So at least you'd be ripping the Band-Aid off. Now, would they get anything in return? No. Would they maybe even have to attach their own draft pick, like a 4th rounder, to go along with Carson? Possibly, but then at least you can turn the page. So I think Colin Cowherd needs to call Chris Ballard and start singing the praises of Carson Wentz about how he could be good, because I know you're a Carson Wentz guy. So I feel like that you can help be the,
bridge,
the lubricant to make this happen.
Well, I will say this. I think you make a lot of sense. People forget they're paying Phillip Rivers $25 million and Jacoby Brissett $20. So right now the Colts have the highest quarterback payroll in the NFL, and both those guys are on one-year deals. So I think the Colts is a perfect fit with Frank Reich. So let me go to this. So I said yesterday is that it used to be 20 years ago, 15 years ago, you didn't hear everybody's opinion. Social media has changed that. And to keep your sanity in life, you just have to mute certain people. LeBron James is bothered what Kyrie Irving said about Kevin Durant. And I'm like, LeBron, you got to push the mute button on Kyrie. Earth is flat. Steak's actually doesn't come from anything on this earth or natural. Like, there are certain people that are gifted, they're funny, but for your sanity, you have to mute them. And I don't understand LeBron taking everything personally from Kyrie Irving. What is going on here?
So here's why I think it stings LeBron. Because you can't just look at LeBron and Kyrie like a couple who got divorced. You've got to look at LeBron and Kyrie like a couple who has kids who got divorced. Meaning they're always going to be in your life in some form or fashion. Yeah. So you want a good relationship there. LeBron's greatest singular moment of his career came alongside Kyrie. And Kyrie was a huge part of it. He hit the shot when they were tied with Golden State. Now, it should be noted, LeBron hit the free throws to ice the game, and LeBron, all that stuff. But Kyrie hit a really big shot. And so the fact that, there might be reunions one day. It's always going to be replayed. And for Kyrie, my old buddy World B. Flat, stole that from Basketball Reference. It's a great nickname. It's what Kyrie should be called from now on. For him to just all of a sudden be like, yeah, it's good to finally have a teammate who can hit a big shot, I would be wounded too. And in fact, I was wounded. Because I feel like I won that championship alongside the both of them, and Kyrie has marred it a bit. So I was hurt, so I can only imagine how hurt LeBron was.
As a guy that spent a lot of time in Houston, we shift gears to James Harden. Whereas LeBron is the great lubricator, Dwayne Wade was getting old, LeBron solved it. Kyrie was injury-prone, nobody liked him in Cleveland, LeBron solved it. Lakers front office and ownership was completely dysfunctional, LeBron solved it. James Harden is the opposite. He's the agitator, the money, the support, the coach, CP3, Dwight Howard, Westbrook. At some point, you got to eliminate people in your life if you can't make them happy. Like, isn't it time for a reboot? I know you love Harden in Houston. It's time for a reboot. Trade him, right?
Well, I think they're going to trade him, and I wouldn't trade him for 30 cents on the dollar. I think you hold out for Ben Simmons or a package similar to that. But I want to say something about James Harden, because for the entire time I've known you, I've come on this show and I've defended Harden. I think Harden is the 26th greatest player ever. I think he has been unfairly maligned in the media. The way he has conducted himself the last 10 days is an embarrassment. And I'm not speaking just for myself when I say that. Very powerful agents and players across the league hate what he's doing, because there is a way to go about your business as a professional, and there's a way to go about your business as James Harden has. And if you want to force your way out of Houston, so be it. But to go on a nightclub world tour in the middle of a pandemic, give Lil Baby $100,000, be at Dre's it till 5 in the morning while your teammates are practicing, and while Steven Silas, in a league that needs to do a better job giving minority coaches a chance, is finally getting his long-awaited chance, and you're making his job impossible because reportedly you don't like the culture in Houston. My guy, Harden, you are the culture in Houston.
Right.
No player in the league has been more empowered than you. You didn't want Dwight, he's gone. You don't want Chris Paul, he's gone. They've given you everything you wanted. Oh, his mom goes on IG, says, I don't think he wants a chance to win a championship. James, I love you, but one of the big reasons they haven't won a championship is because of his failures in the biggest moments. And so for him to want out is fine. For him to go about it, like with respect to Seinfeld, with like Costanza pulling around the World Series trophy in the parking lot, daring them to do something about it, is embarrassing. And other guys around the league don't like how he's handling this. That I can tell you, not on speculation, that I know.
By the way, a Cowboys thought, Kansas City is great, not just because of Andy Reid and Mahomes, but they have 5 or 6 highly compensated players, and they're all wildly productive. And if they hit the market, they would be scooped up. Seattle, same. Rams, same. Green Bay, same. Dallas is paying people who would not get an offer outside of Zach Martin on the market. What is the way out for them?
Yeah, I think that you're 100% right on almost all of this with the Cowboys. I think, now I picked them to go to the Super Bowl before the year, so obviously, for me, this is Monday morning quarterbacking. I was way wrong on them. But you said it earlier, Colin, the worst thing you can do in this league is pay good players or average players like stars. It's why Philly is in such a tough spot with Wentz. It's the exact problem for the Cowboys. You showed the Chiefs, the Chiefs' highest paid guys. One guy is underachieving, Frank Clark.
Yeah.
And he finished every single playoff game they had last year. The last play of the game, Frank Clark got a sack to ice the game, so he's got a grace period here to get back into it. You cannot have a bunch of guys paid like all pros who are fringe starters or just above average players. So what's the path? I think it is, assuming they're bringing back Dak, trading whatever pick they have for multiple picks to try to restock that way. Because they got some bad contracts. I mean, Zeke's extension, I think, goes for like another 4 years after this one.
Yes.
Does he look like a top 5 back in the league?
No.
And so, I mean, they rushed to pay Jalen Smith. They've just paid a lot of guys too early and far too much. So, yeah, I think you're right on that, which would be a good place for us to end. But I'm going to hijack this for a moment because I've conspired with your producers. The greatest poker player ever is a man named Doyle Brunson. He's also known to be a great gambler. He had a very interesting tweet yesterday. Show it to America, please, wonderful Herd producer staff. Doyle says to me, yep, Nick, I tape your show and Colin Cowherd's show. That was a spelling error. Watch it every day. Bet a lot of money on your picks. That's to me. Much better than this year's Blazing 5 from Colin. DM your special picks to me. You see that, America? That's me elbowing Colin Cowherd off his own corner. And Doyle Brunson, Texas Dolly, Poker Super System, 2-time World Series main event champion, is co-signing it. So when the pandemic's over, Doyle, if you're watching, I'm flying to Vegas. Colin's going to arrange it. I'm going to play in one of these poker games you play in. That might cost me a lot of money, but it's no problem because Doyle and myself are bathing ourselves in our riches from all our football picks this year.
Whatever.
So that's all. I just wanted to put that up there. How great is that?
It was
Doyle Brunson.
I know. I thought, you never spare an opportunity to be really obnoxious to your mentor and friend. I always really appreciate it.
Yeah,
great. I just wait for it every Wednesday at this time.
Great.
It was fantastic.
All-time great moment for me. It was great.
Nick, good seeing you, buddy. First things
happy.
first. Coming.